Hey everybody, please make sure to go ahead and rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks. 48. Random film. Let's get to, it's another new film actually. Let's get to The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This one came out in late 2023. It's directed by Francis Lawrence, stars Rachel Zegler, Tom Blythe, Viola Davis, Peter Dinklage, and a few others. And the synopsis is Coriolanus Snow mentors and develops feelings for the female District 12 tribute during the 10th Hunger Games. So I just saw this one for the first time last night. Had been meaning to get around to it for a while, just never did. I like the main Hunger Games franchise. I will be doing a bonus show covering all the 4 movies coming hopefully soon on Bandcamp, so keep an eye out for that. But when it came to this one, being a fan of it, I was curious. I was like, okay, cool. I don't think it's necessary, but I'll check it out for sure. I like the franchise. Let's do it. And I had heard overall pretty decent things about it, so I was hopeful. But I gotta say, I don't know if it's a hot take. I thought it was borderline terrible. For one thing, I'm happy for Rachel Zegler, how she's become this huge star out of nowhere. You know, she's had this huge career already just over a few years, and I'm happy for her. But there is something about her voice, musically beautiful, very talented in that way. But I think acting wise, she does not have it. I think she's good in the West Side Story remake, which was her first role. But this and a few of the other things I've seen her in, I don't like her. I think the Southern Belle-esque accent of her character in this is not good. It feels so phony, so out of place. So that doesn't work. I don't think she's a very interesting character. I think the guy who plays Snow, he's okay. I think he's a little bland. He's not offensive, but overall, I just really thought this movie felt so soulless, so bland. The narrative was all over the place. I didn't know where we were leading up to, why we were spending time with certain people. What were we trying to say or explain about what comes later or about the Snow character? I was very checked out, frustrated, bored, and I hate saying that because I like the franchise. I like Francis Lawrence a lot, especially a lot of his non-Hunger Games movies like Red Sparrow and others. I really like him as a director. I like Viola Davis a lot, and I'm always up for a movie like this. I have nothing against it at all, but I was really struggling to stay engaged. And another odd thing, and it's ironic, but the movie is called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I thought every single time that a song happened, which was usually Rachel Zegler singing, I was annoyed. And again, very beautiful voice. She's very good in that way. But the songs, the lyrics, they felt so out of place tonally, placement-wise. It was so grating for some reason. And the sort of Southern dance hall sequences were silly. The sequence where she goes on stage where she gets picked for the games, which that's not a spoiler, that felt out of place. I don't know why it didn't work. I guess they were hoping it would, or they think it did, but for some reason that really was grinding my gears. It really felt strange being there. And so as you can tell, I really was not a fan of it. I was very disappointed because I was looking forward to it. I went in wanting to love it. But the Snow character, I don't need to know where he came from. You know, I think of all the people in the world, hey, I'd rather see a prequel about someone like Elizabeth Banks' character, if anything. But Snow, don't really care about. And it doesn't really help feed into his character later on. Maybe in some ways a little bit, but not much. The Rachel Zegler character also, her sort of connections and that tie-in and relationship through the movie with Snow feels weird and a little messy. And then her fate, I guess you can call it, is weirdly ambiguous. And then the third act as well, very underwhelming, considering it's over 2.5 hours. Like, it's way too long, way too long. So I don't mean to trash the movie across the board. Like, there were still a few decent performances. It had a couple moments that hooked me. I love Peter Dinklage as always. I love Viola Davis. And it looked good. But other than that, a big, big misfire for me. I know some people have really liked it. I'm curious as to their reasoning, and maybe on rewatch it'll go up or whatever. But as of now, this would be my least favorite of the 5 Hunger Games movies by far. I think the first Hunger Games would be second to last, but this one is very much at the bottom. Oh, and also, one last thing, sorry. I don't know why they kept on calling Rachel Zegler's character, and I think one other person, by their full name. Like, her name is Lucy Gray in this, and they always would say, Lucy Gray, Lucy Gray, and then there was another character too where they would say their full name every time they called them. I'm like, why are you doing that? It felt weird. Maybe that's something from the book. Sorry if I'm ignorant there. I don't know, but it felt goofy and not needed either. So that one is a 2 out of 5.